I'm visiting Colombia because it's a country that we can learn from. It's a place that knows better than anywhere else how organised crime controls the drug trade. And I'm going to talk to its president to discuss whether regulating and legalising drugs is a better way forward. Okay, do you want to put it in?
Nick, go to the other side, please. You okay, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. This is your first time in Medellín, right?
First time in Medellín, yeah.
Okay.
Medellín was where the original narco-traffickers operated with such ruthless efficiency. It was home to the infamous Pablo Escobar, who controlled a vast criminal network that extended across Colombia and reached into many other countries. At one point, he was the 6th richest man in the world and supplied 80% of America's cocaine.
Hola, encantado. No, lo siento, el domingo. Muy bien.
The new mayor of Medellín has only just been elected, but he remembers the days of Escobar's rule.
Años más antes de la muerte de Pablo Escobar. Nosotros llegamos a tener 381 homicidios por cada 100.000 habitantes.
¿Cuántos?
381 homicidios.
¿Para cuántos? Para cada...
Por cada 100.000 habitantes. O sea, nosotros en un año, nadie ha vivido eso. La corrupción,
el Estado,
el dinero del narcotráfico, cómo fue penetrando todas las esferas de la sociedad, las instituciones.
Now Pablo Escobar is dead. His sister, Luz Maria Escobar, still lives in Medellín, but in a humble way she tries to keep a low profile. It's no longer good to have the name Escobar.
Siempre he tenido en las noches una oración por ellos. Ojalá la vida me diera la oportunidad de poder ayudar en muchas cosas, no solamente a Colombia, al mundo entero. Corte, por favor. Préstame los clines, luces.
But Luz Maria thinks the death of her brother didn't lead to the end of the problem.
Desafortunadamente, tristemente, el flagelo del narcotráfico sigue en nuestro país.
Está mejor ahora.
Pues sí, o sea, narcotráfico hay en Colombia y en todo el mundo, porque ya es un flagelo universal, que desafortunadamente no se ha podido arraigar, quitar.
There is still crime in Colombia and its link to drugs remains strong. The Colombian government has tried to address many of the security issues. They were helped by $16 billion of US support. And they also believe that cocaine and its use could be eradicated by aerial spraying huge swathes of the coca plant that is needed to make the drug. It didn't work. Colombia remains the #1 producer of cocaine in the world, and with it, the crime gangs persist.
Hola. Soy Nick Clegg. Hola.
Fabiola is a coca farmer. She just wants to grow coca, but not for cocaine.
Entonces es la hoja de coca, ¿no?
Sí. Esto no es desde antes de Cristo está la hoja de coca. Entonces,
Producing coca from the days before Christ.
Hay plantas dulces, hay plantas amargas y hay plantas medias, neutrales. Entonces, ella está presente para los escenarios espirituales de todas las formas.
The aerial spraying was finally halted in October last year, but this method in the war on drugs had already proved destructive to many ordinary Colombians.
Los químicos que van a llevar a hacer la producción de... Si usted mira cuáles son...
No es la planta misma.
No es la planta misma, son otros componentes que traen para ponerle ahí. ¿Y quién estuvo fumigando en el Plan Colombia? Nuestra capa vegetal hoy en Colombia devastada, vuelta a nada, con una capa social también destruida.
I think he's here. I'd like to go and see him.
I had breakfast with Cesar Gaviria, who was Colombia's president in the 1990s at the height of the narco-traffickers' powers. He survived many assassination attempts and some of his family members were murdered, But it was under his watch that Pablo Escobar was killed, and he had some interesting ideas about drugs.
Colombia is not a security problem. I mean, we have improved dramatically. But even with that, security in cities, no homicides, but security, is still a huge problem. And the reason for that is local consumption of drugs, not international trafficking, but local consumption.
So
that is totally well documented.
Right. So your view is if you decriminalise that then helps the security issue in the cities.
Yeah. You have to.
Of course.
If these people, these people that commit these petty crimes, always do it to buy drugs.
In fact, Colombia has gone further than the UK towards decriminalising drugs, a lesson we could learn from. In the UK, many people are forced to steal to fund their drug habit because both drug dealing and drug use are illegal. In Colombia, possession of small amounts is legal. I was fascinated to visit a government-funded clinic that actually tests people's drugs to prove they don't contain dangerous chemicals.
Nosotros salimos a los bares, nosotros salimos a los festivales. Hace 15 días tuvimos un festival underground de unas 3.500 personas donde analizamos. Bueno, de eso se trata.
¿Puede rápidamente mostrarme cómo?
Sí, claro, mira, esto es como un pequeño museo que tenemos de sustancias. Muchas personas no han tenido nunca un contacto con las sustancias. Esto es marihuana, esto es bazuco, lo que llamamos como el hijo calavera del. Y bueno, ya si quieres conocer como el programa de análisis.
Yo le tomo la muestra, le tomo un par de datos básicos y se lo paso al químico y él ahí hace el análisis y le da resultados. Es confidencial, totalmente anónimo, dura 5 minutos el análisis y no tiene ningún valor. Entonces, yo le recibo la muestra.
Después del análisis veis que hay un problema.
Se saca una alerta.
¿Una alerta a quién?
Por las redes sociales, por varios medios.
No comprar ahí.
Exacto.
Bueno,
entonces ya de aquí,
¿no?
se lo paso acá al químico.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Buena suerte con todo, Chao, muchas gracias, Cuidado,
No me lo vaya a comer. Muchas gracias.
With Colombia now making progress in undermining the cartels, Medellín is now a different place. It was recently voted one of the best cities to live in Latin America. So it really is a fantastic illustration of how, even in a very, very poor part of Latin America, things can change. And the grip, the terrible, deadly grip of kind of narco-trafficking and narco-criminality does eventually end.